First of all, you are having lunch with Laura. Today is the 19th of December, and things are getting ready. If you're not ready in the next couple of days, you better get ready. Okay, I finished my shopping yesterday, and I have some cute things that I showed my customers at the Customer Appreciation Christmas party. So let's get the show on the road. I am today making this adorable ornament. And let's see. Oh golly, I didn't even get this set up. Sorry about that. I had a last minute phone call right as I was getting ready. And guess who it was? My husband. Okay, he's forgiven, and I think you can see everything there. Okay, I am going to show you how to make 3 different ornaments. A Christmas ball, like so, that can be made using, all of these are using retired designer series paper, and these make great gifts. Here's a little star, and the last one is called a German bell, and it is score lines all together. Okay, hang on. Wow, this is a crazy day. Okay, here is my okay, let's see if I can get started. Okay, you have your ball, the Christmas ornament, and this is the German bell that we're going to make. And I think this might be upside down. There we go. I need to start this whole video over. I apologize. Okay, now we're going to start with the ball, and I have already cut what is needed. On all of these Christmas ornaments, you're going to need basically the same supplies. You're going to need DSP or designer series paper. You're going to need some sort of hole punch. The smaller the better. I found this one that is like a normal hole punch makes the hole a little bit too big. So if you have one that makes a slit, or this is my favorite, my daddy's 1/8 inch hole punch. So this is an antique that I cherish, and that one seems to work the best. Now, on the original ball, oops, I've scrunched it back together. There are many variations of this that you can do. In this one, I used 12 strips. They're 1-inch strips, 1x6, and I cut 12 of them. But for the one we're doing today, I've only cut 6 strips. And I want this side to show. And what you're going to do, I don't know if I can punch all these at the same time, but we'll see. You're going to take your hole punch, and you're going to punch a hole. It did work. Oops. You're going to punch a hole at one end, and then you're going to turn it over and punch a hole at the other end. Okay. Whew, that clatters. Now, okay, so we have all of our strips of paper with 2 holes, one at the bottom and one at the top. Now, I like to stack them together and try to get all the holes evenly done. Now, The ribbon I'm going to use for this is some that was retired. This one is called Pretty Peacock, and it has a little gold shimmer to it. So when Christmas comes, I pull out all the stops. I get all my DSP together, some that's current, most retired. I get my ribbons together. In fact, I have a box that is called Christmas ribbons, and stamp sets, anything that you might use. Okay, there we go. So this is the ribbon that I'm going to be using, and I think it'll blend in okay with that. Maybe not, but we're going to go, well, let's go with the gold. I like this one better anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a length of ribbon, and let's see. Okay, we're going back to plan A. I'm going to cut a length of ribbon. This is about 16 inches. You won't need that much, but when you're fooling with ribbon, it's always better to have a little bit more. I try not to waste it, but believe me, if you cut it too short, it just frustrates you, and I get crazy. Now, what I think is probably the easiest thing to do is to, number one, you're going to cut your ribbon at a sharp point, like so. Now, you can just weave your way through, or this is a tapestry needle, and it's got a big eye. I was looking for it in my upholstery one and I couldn't find it. So I'm just going to go with this, and we're going to see how well that works today. Okay, so let's start here, and I'm going to pull it all the way up, but before I do it all the way, I'm going to tie a knot. And it doesn't have to be real tight, but you do, you know, you want it not to go through the little holes. Now the ribbon is going to come up through the inside, and I'm just going to thread it through like that. I'm going to wait to tie my bow and show you the way this is going to look. Now, I saw a lot of different examples of this, and already I've got one the wrong way, so just pretend like that's the same pattern and not the back side. But anyway, you can flip-flop them, or you can use less, which is what I've done here. And so that's going to be, now you can make your shape either longer, or you can scooch it down and make a little short fat ball if you want, which I think we're going to do here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. Take my needle off, tie a knot. I first did this for Halloween back, probably when I first started. And again, I'm not going to do it real tight. Just don't want it to come back through there. Then I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to do this by tying my ribbon in a knot, and then I want to get it about where I want it, and I'm going to tie it again any way you can figure out to make a knot will work. Okay. So I think that'll hold right there. I don't need all of this. And, uh-oh, it came undone. Another way to do this, let's do it this way. Let's see if that'll make, that made a knot, okay. And then you can squish it down so that it is somewhat. You know, the best way to do this is to make this loop first and then pull it down, and it'll be closer to the top or the bottom. But that's basically all it is. Now see, this one has, you can see through it. This one is just solid all the way around. And I think both of them are just as cute as they can be and simple. I think that with a little help, you could do that with the grandbabies or grandchildren. Now, let me get this out of the way. The next one we're going to do is the star. Now, I took a piece of DSP. It was 6 by 6, and I cut it to where it's 5 1/4 by 6. Next thing you're going to do is on the long side, you're going to mark at 3 inches. Just put a little tick mark. And right there. Now, I'm going to take my little paper cutter, and it's not going to work in this one. Let me take my paper trimmer, and you're going to cut this so that it looks like a triangle. So here is my little notch or tick mark. I'm going to open this up, and I am going to put the tick mark in the channel of your cutter, and I have to swing this around because I want the tick mark right there, and I want the point of your your DSP right there. So when you cut it, it's going to look like that, and then I'm going to turn it around, basically doing the same thing. I've got my tick mark here in the channel that'll be cut, and so is the little point of that corner. So now you have a triangle that looks like so, and you've got some scraps that you can use to make something else with. Now this has a red and green little design on the back, so I think it'll be cute. This one had just the plaid. So this is where you need a good scoring tool. This is our Simply Scored, and I like it better because, or I like it best, because the numbers are visible. You can use markers to mark where you want to score, and it'll do 12 by 12 paper. This is called Simply Scored, and I think it's about $30, but it's well worth every penny. It also comes with a stylus that has a fat end and a skinny end. I use the little end to go through cardstock because it's thicker. If you do this and press too hard using it on DSP, it could very easily cut your paper. So that's why I like to use the larger end for the DSP. Now, another thing, you're able to butt this up against here. Okay? And I am going to score this at 2 5/8, 2 5/8, and at 3 1/2. So I'm just going to go like so. And then I'm going to go here. And it's really important that it's cut correctly and scored correctly, or it's not going to come out right. Okay, I turned it. I'm going to do this on all 3 sides. And okay, now I'm through with my scoreboard. So you can see it better on this side. I've got all of my, and that made a little triangle, and then you've got a little triangle on the tips. So what I'm going to do is fold this one, fold the long scored line toward me that forms a small triangle. Then the other score line I'm going to fold away from me. So this one's towards me, this one's away, this is towards me, and this is away. Now you're going to fold them all in, and if you don't like the way they look, turn it over and do the other side. And then this is just like, you know how you close up a box that has obviously 4 sides? Well, this is going to be a 3-sided one. And you're just going to pick up one of them and put it over, and that didn't do it. So now I need to tuck this one under up here. Okay. So now you just tuck until it stays together. Now, isn't that adorable? I'm going to take my 1/8 inch punch, and I'm going to do a little hole punch right here. And I'm going to use some gold twine. And you don't need, I'm going to do about 7 inches because you don't need it to be very long. It's just going to be the hanger for the tree. So I'm threading that through. I'm going to tie a knot here. Oops. And there you have it. I think that's a good length for the little gold twine, and I'm just going to clip off that. So there you have number 2, which was the star. Now, my favorite one, and of course this one's a little more difficult, is the bell. Let me show you this way so that you can see how it stands up. Isn't that cute? It's got kind of a point on the bottom, and then the other ones come together like so. I am going to take, and I'm going to have my instructions right by me so that I don't forget anything, but it really is not as hard as it looks. So let's get started. Okay, I want this side to show, so I'm going to put that right there. First thing you're going to do is fold it over, and I'm not using the scoring, I'm using my fingers. You can use a bone folder to make it really crisp if you want. Then I'm going to open it and fold it again. So that makes 4 little squares. Now I'm going to make a big triangle. So that's going to go on that point. open it up and do it again on the opposite corners. Okay, so now you have score lines that are this across and up and down, and then you have score lines that made your triangle. So you have that one and you have this one. And I'm going to show you a little tip that really helped last night when I was showing my members. I am going to take a marker. It doesn't have to be a marker. It could just be something that you can see on here. And I'm going to mark all of these. And I'll show you why in just a second. You just want it to be something that isn't going to show through on the other side. Okay, then I'm going to do these lines. It's almost impossible to see the score line, or the score lines that you've made. So this is going to help, okay? And you can't see it on the other side. I'm going to make an airplane fold. I had forgotten what that even was. But what you're going to do is take, let's see. See, I've forgotten already how to make it. Let me look at my instructions so that I know what I'm doing. Okay, you're gonna go on the diagonal line, not on the straight up and down ones. So that's the reason for this, is so that you know where to put your fold. And I want to get it right up in that corner and right on the line. And I'm just going to leave that one there while I do the other side. Okay, what you did once, you're going to do twice. In fact, you're going to do it around. So next, I'm going to do this one. You have to do it on all sides. But see how much easier it makes since it's so hard to see those score lines? All right. All right, so we've done it on two sides, that side and that side. Now we're going to do it on this side. Just keep turning until you find one you haven't done. And you know I'm left-handed, I'm blonde, and I'm slightly dyslexic, so some of these things, it's not that I'm not organized and haven't done it before, it's just that it still makes me crazy. Okay, so you have one more to do it on, and that, let's see, we need to do this one. Okay, we did that one, we did that one, we did that one. Okay, I found the one we hadn't done, and there it is. So you just keep turning it a quarter, 90 degrees, and that. Okay, now comes the fun part. Okay, the little crease or score line that is on the long sides, you need to kind of pinch them so that they'll come in like so. So I'm going to do that on this side. And I'm just going to pinch it a little bit all the way around. Okay, so now you have a little bowl. Okay, so you're going to hold it in one hand, take your finger and punch it down in the middle, and everything starts to come to the center. Okay, so this is what the bottom looks like, and the sides. And if you find one that's not quite cooperating, just go back and mash it out. Okay? Now, I took a glue dot, and that holds that together. Using a glue dot is so much easier than trying to use liquid glue. And I'm going to do that on all four sides. I find the easiest way is to take your glue dot and press it to the paper, like so. And that'll hold that side. Now, in the original one, I didn't do all the glue dots. I think I did it on two sides just to help hold it so that I could get my hanger on. And that one didn't come off, so let's try that again. Come on, let go. And so you can do this on all four sides. And that one, the fourth side isn't even necessary. Now, I forgot to tell you to punch the holes. So, I am going to take, let's see if I can find my pokey tool. Let me see, this might work. I'm going to take just something with a point. In fact, we could use our needle again, but I've put it somewhere. So I'm just going to use this to poke a hole. Okay, and I'm going to do one on the other side. And this may be tricky because the hole's so small. So I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now I'm going to thread my little skinny ribbon through there, and on this side, oops, let's see if we can get it through. Let's cut that off a little bit. Now, so that's going to hold it together, and to make sure that it does, I'm going to tie a knot. Oh, here. I'll tie a knot like so. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a knot up here. Now, if you were wanting to give these for gifts, it would be a great idea. You could add a little tag to this. For you, Merry Christmas, whatever. But here's what we made today. These three, and I'm getting glue dots on my glass mat. Don't do that. And here's the one that only had the 6 little things. And you just need to spread it out as evenly as you can. Okay? And that gives you your little ball there. And if you want it to stay in place, you could put a little glue dot and glue it to the next little strip that you have there. Or do what I did in the first one, and it's easier to cover all the places. You can use 12 strips instead of 6. But anyway, I want to show you these. They might be something fun to share with maybe the older grands and let them see and have fun with the ornaments and the designer paper. Introduce them to Stampin' Up! Early. Let them know how much fun we have making things. And I'm sorry about all the disruption in the front of my video. I'm going to download this and put it on YouTube, and it'll be a much cleaned up version. I had my puppy whining, my husband calling, and then my camera was upside down. So, oh well, one of those days, that's sometimes how it rolls. But I just want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. Have a safe and happy holiday. And please come back after Christmas. I'm going to do my best to be here on the 26th. And may have something that you're going to be interested in, because the new mini catalog comes out on, I believe it's January the 7th or that round there. And you'll be able to order out of it. It also is our celebration time. Celebration is the time of year when you are able to order something out of the mini catalog or the annual catalog, the big thick one. And once you reach $60, you get something free out of the celebration catalog. Now, if you spend $120, you get 2 things, or they've got some that are marked that you can get with a $60 purchase. Then they've got some that are $120, or you can split them up. But they've got stamp sets, DSP, all sorts of fun stuff in there. So get ready for celebration, and I will see you next week on December 26th. Have a safe, happy holiday, surrounded by friends and loved ones. Merry Christmas to all of you. Love you.